This is the Monday message, just a few days before Thanksgiving. And so I want to begin by sharing on behalf of all the pastors and staff of Lewinsville Presbyterian Church what a blessing it is to serve alongside this beloved congregation as we share the good news of Jesus Christ and the love of God out into the community as we grow in faith and grow closer to God and each other. It is just a blessing. So we are grateful to God for each of you. I've been thinking about Bible verses that are about Thanksgiving and abundance and just the generosity of God. And I kept coming back to this song that I remember singing, sort of a camp Jesus-y song. And Pastor Lane's husband Crawford and I discovered that we both have a deep history in this kind of music. And I was just stuck on this one line of it. And sometimes things are hard to Google when you can't think of anything more other than a fragment to find out what song it is. But I did find it out. The part that I'd been singing over and over again, and I may not have tried this except that I sang out loud at Messy Church, leading singing a cappella today, and figured if I can do that, not well, but if I could do this. So here's the line stuck in my head. He has come that I might have life and more life than I have had before. Now, if any of you out there know what that song is, and as I discovered when I Googled it, the next part is this, because he's alive. And that was just stuck in my head in thinking about Jesus giving us this life and this abundant life and what that might look like or what we might think about that in a week of Thanksgiving. And so I also recalled that that comes from a Bible verse. It is from the Gospel of John, chapter 10, when Jesus is sharing one of his I am statements. Throughout the Gospel of John, Jesus will say, I am the living water. I am the bread of life. And in this case, he says, I am the gate that sheep come in and out of, where they are sort of enclosed and kept, and also the good shepherd. And this is what he says. I came that they might have life and have it abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. And right before that, he's talking about things that take away life, and he refers to them as thieves that are going to want to kill and destroy the sheep versus the shepherd that's going to look out for their life even by a sacrifice of his own and her own shepherd in order to take care of them. And I was thinking about this in terms of what are the things that in a week of Thanksgiving are bringing us life right now. What are the things in our faith? What are the things in our relationships? What are the things going on in the world that are giving us hope and life and a sense of abundance? And what are the things that are depleting that diminish it, that take it away, that destroy and pull us away from life? And where might those things be? And I think we would all know that the journey of life is that both of those things are always going to be a part of it. And there are always going to be those times where we're feeling more depleted than replenished. And maybe at Thanksgiving, as we're thinking about gratitude and where God gives us abundance, what are the things that help pull us towards seeing that abundance and being on that side of life? And as a metaphor of my own, as many of you know, I live on the Madeira School campus, and there is a turf field right by our house. And just last week, the turf field was replenished. So over time, there are just things that are going to deplete the things, the coconut shells and things that make up the turf. There might be a big storm or an overuse of it in some way, or something that just makes all the things that are important to turf kind of run off and go other places. So occasionally you have to get more of that and painstakingly go through row by row. It's a days process, and put back the things that are there, knowing that once again at some point they will be taken away. But when you do that intentional process of rebuilding and replenishing, what happens then is that things come out on the other side of the turf, and they start replenishing all the things that are around it. So in this week of Thanksgiving, knowing that life is always going to have things that are pulling to deplete us, what are the things that are going to replenish you, bring you life? How can you intentionally put yourself in a position to receive those and then give them to others. Go in peace.